Pick a card.
Number 3.
This one?
Sure.
Wait. Yo!
I am amazing! Welcome to Lot Studios, where we always go all out! We have plenty of asses here. Some smart, some dumb, some average intelligent. I'll let you decide who's who. My name is Adán, aka Marauder Runner.
My name is Nick, or Nicholas Weston 2001, and
Welcome to the podcast.
Not just welcome to the podcast, welcome back after a long and tedious journey. Folks, let's be honest. The big question everybody's asking is, where the hell have you all been all this time? And honestly,
the answer is none of your business.
Well, I mean, we have discussed this in the past where I have been MIA due to school and all that.
Nerd.
But, yeah, I know. But I do have one important thing to say. That schooling is no more. I officially graduated from university and I am a certified electrical engineer, baby!
Let's go! Let's go!
So this is the first podcast that we're doing with my newfound freedom for now. Because yes, eventually I will have to find employment, which sucks, but hey, it's life.
Welcome to the workforce.
But let's have some fun while we're at it.
It's funny because the last podcast we did, Legends Z-A was announced. But now, ladies and gentlemen, an entire year has passed. And just guess what came out as the recording of this video 2 days ago. Legends Z-A news, baby! We finally have some information from an official source. Let's go! Finally! Oh, gosh! Ugh. Apologies.
Please excuse Adam. Yeah, he's getting over a little bit of a sickness. And also, strap in, folks, because this man took a lot of notes.
Okay, so last time, you guys saw how I took a whole page of notes. This time, I took 2!
Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Oh,
Copyright.
Shit. Well. It was nice knowing you guys. The podcast is over.
Roll credits.
Yeah. Alright. So, of course, I have all the information up on my PC as well, so if you guys see my, if you see the light get a little brighter, apologies. Regardless, stepping into Legends Z-A, I was not expecting to get full-fledged trailer of everything that's going to be happening, but that's what we got, and holy crap, everything looks really good. It's like on the same level of Scarlet and Violet, but definitely much more polished, which I definitely appreciate.
And from what I learned, they are not using like the realistic models for the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. I think they're going back to a little bit more of the cartoony style, like a little bit more brighter or saturated colors.
That's good. That's good. I feel like
that is good.
I feel like that's a lot better for the Pokemon series because I like Scarlet and Violet, but the realistic models weren't exactly the greatest.
I mean, some of them were pretty good. I mean, like for some of like the steel type Pokemon, you actually got like the metallic sheen from them, and they actually they look like they're made out of metal, and it's like, that is actually pretty dope.
Yeah, that's.
But honestly,
this is Sword and Shield style, so works out.
But this is gonna be pretty good. I think graphically, this is gonna look beautiful.
Oh,
obviously.
Absolutely. And I'm just gonna say, Lumio City looks freaking huge, and I love it. I love it so much. It's
honestly from the comparison
Lumia City.
Honestly, with the comparison between this and the Lumia City that we got in X and Y, Honestly, this is literally, we are actually going to feel like a true scale to how big Lumio City is
Uh,
within the Pokemon
it's
universe.
just like Paris, France. I'm so excited. Uh,
Honestly, I hope they do this, or I hope they step up this for all of the other or all other future Pokemon games where we actually get to see the true scale of some of these Pokemon cities instead of just like, the shrunk down chibi versions of them.
don't say chibi. You're gonna trigger a lot of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl haters.
Deal with it.
Ah! All right. So of course there was a lot of information dropped. Where do we even begin with this? How about the fact? So going through the official website, I managed to find quite a few notes on what's going on in this city. So it looks like now, back in our previous podcast, we thought that this would take place like many, many years in the past. We were dead wrong. This
Oh
is
yeah, for sure.
this is taking place definitely years after X and Y. How many years we do not know. However, it seems we can safely say that this takes place at the very least maybe 10 or so years after X and Y.
I think that's a fair estimate to give. Because I remember reading some leaks saying that like the number 6 or 6 years was thrown about. So 6 years in the future, 10 years in the future, I think that's like a pretty good general estimate as to how far into the future we can see Legend ZA. And honestly, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, honestly, I really like how it's more modern rather than going back to the past. That means that the Legends games we're not just gonna be able to predict them. Just go, oh, it's gonna take place here. Oh, it's gonna take place there. No, we do have no idea. Which is honestly,
Honestly,
I like it.
I like it too because you never know, like for the future Legends installments, we never know when these next new games are going to be taking place. They could either be taking like a couple years in the past, probably like many years in the future. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Going through the trailer, first of all, I have to say this just because I've seen it been floating around a little bit. The main characters, the player characters, people are saying that they look just like Professor Sycamore and Grace from, which is our mom in X and Y. And honestly, I can't unsee it.
Oh, you know what? After looking at several screenshots, yeah. Oh boy, who knows what happened in those future years?
Are you thinking?
No, get that out of your head. No lewd thoughts here.
Bow chicka bow wow!
Hey, that's my line. Actually, no, Tucker did it first.
Anyways, it seems like, of course, Lumias is still going under a redevelopment plan. And it looks like it's being done by the Quasartico Incorporation. Uh,
Yep.
Quasartico?
Pizartico or something? I
Yeah,
don't know.
something around those lines. I know I mispronounced that. I don't care. Anyways, uh, due to their involvement, we now have wild zones that Pokemon are using as natural habitats, which is really cool. And it looks like this city is going to be very alive with all different types of shops, arcades, cafes, restaurants, even parks and waterfronts.
Ooh, now that you mentioned like all the different types of buildings and shops in Lumio City, that is one thing I do want to bring up. And actually, I am crossing my fingers and I'm hoping they actually do implement this or go ham on this. Please, Game Freak, give us some killer character customization.
Dude, it's taking place in Paris. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some character customization.
Well, well, okay, for the audience out there that don't play Pokemon, the reason why we're calling it or some of these Pokemon regions by their real life counterparts is because, well, it's sometimes easier to call it that by that.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Kalos is based off of France, Alola is based off of the Hawaiian Islands. You get the idea. But yeah, Adam is right. Kalos is definitely based on Paris, France, and obviously Paris has a lot of high fashion there. So I would be stunned if they didn't go all out with the character customization.
Bro, I want to be able to customize my hat, my shirt, my jacket, my shorts, my beard, all of it.
Even if they do give you the option for facial hair for your character.
They're not going to. I'm just fucking around. But also with all these new buildings going about, we also saw in the trailer some parkour.
Oh yeah, that was actually kind of interesting, and I'm actually intrigued about that. Like, I wonder how the parkour aspect is actually going to fit
Oh
within the
yeah.
whole
We can
region.
we can run across the rooftops like the TMNT. We actually can jump from rooftop to rooftop using the rotor phone, which I thought was really cool. So honestly, it looks like this city is just basically going to be a giant playground for us, which honestly I'm all for. I want more of that. But
I'm down too.
could this also mean that we can also fly with our Pokemon around there? Can you imagine just flying around with a Talonflame? Just like the owl in Super Mario 64?
Well, that actually brings up one thing. I guess this is also on your list too, probably, but the idea of ride Pokemon within Pokemon Legends Z-A. For if everybody remembers from Pokemon Legends Arceus, we got the introduction of like the ride Pokemon or some of these like major or like minor guardian or deity Pokemon that we acquire as like rides or mounts. We got Weirdeer for like normal running around, Ursaluna for finding buried treasure, Barrascuda or actually no, not Barrascuda, Basculegion for surfing around. We got Sneasler for climbing up tall cliffs, and we finally got Hisuian Braviary for, well, flight. So that leads into, since this is taking place in the future in like a major city, will we or will we not have any ride Pokemon? And if we do, what would they be and what would their functions be?
Well, it's interesting you say that because did you know that ride Pokemon were actually first introduced in Pokemon X and Y?
Yeah, I think I remember you saying something like that
Yep.
because I think one of the ride Pokemon you can get in X and Y is Rhyhorn.
Yep, you were able to use Rhyhorn to travel across rocky roads. You could ride on Go-Goat in Lumio City. He'd walk you around. You can actually ride on a Mamoswine through herds of snow, and you can actually ride on a Lapras across water.
Yep.
So, with ride Pokemon being introduced in X and Y, it wouldn't surprise me if we could have more ride Pokemon in Legends ZA. In fact, I would really like that. I would love to ride around the city on a Go-Go. That'd be so much fun.
Which leads back to what I'm saying. If we do have ride Pokemon in Legends ZA, how many do you think we will get? Because in Legends Arceus, we got five.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you think we'll get, and what would their functions be?
Honest,
Obviously, we got to start with the main three. We got to have like faster movement around in the
yep.
city. We need a surfing Pokemon slash water Pokemon, and we need a flight Pokemon. So, given this is like again, we'll reiterate the fact that this is taking place in Lumio City and in the X and Y area. What Pokemon in the Kalos Dex, or maybe Pokemon that weren't in the Kalos Dex that are making a return, what Pokemon do you think would be our ride Pokemon?
Well, definitely Rhyhorn because not only can we just ride around, not only were we able to ride around it in Pokemon X and Y, but did you know that in X and Y, our mother was quoted to be a great Rhyhorn racer? So, I'm thinking maybe we can actually learn how to ride a Rhyhorn, not only to traverse the city, but we could also participate in Rhyhorn races. I feel like that'd be a
That
great feature.
that is true because I think remember the time trial thing with the weird deer in Legends Arceus?
Yep.
So I'm guessing it's probably something similar to that, what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that'd be really cool. For
Next up,
flying,
yeah, I was gonna say flying is probably the next easiest.
like I said, I would love to to use the Talon Flame like in the Owl in Super Mario 64, but at the same time, uh, part of me thinks it's gonna be Charizard, and I really don't want it to be.
Yeah. We'll get to some Pokemon and the special mechanic later. But yeah. Honestly, I feel like Talonflame would be a good choice because I mean it is well, I was
Or
gonna say
Pidgeot.
it was I was gonna say it is the regional bird, but then again in Legends Arceus we did not I mean the regional bird in Sinnoh is the Starly line, so obviously it would go all the way up to Staraptor.
Yeah.
But that was not our flying mount in Legends Arceus. It was instead a Hisuian Braviary. So could it be we get a Pokemon with a new Kalos form, or we get a Pokemon that's not the regional bird as our flying mount?
Honestly, I feel like we're not gonna get any Kalos forms. I'm gonna be completely real with you. I do not think we're gonna get Kalos forms. I think we're gonna get new Mega Evolutions.
That would be pretty cool too. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. As
Next are Water
water
Mount.
traversal, yeah. Honestly, because Lapras was you could actually Lapras was the only visible water Pokemon you could ride in X and Y. In Auras, you could also visibly ride a Wailmer or a Sharpedo. So maybe one of those.
Maybe. And then obviously if we keep going forward, I believe in the Sun and Moon games you also either rode on top you can either traverse the water and either a Lapras or a Sharpedo.
Yes, you could.
Ooh, don't forget in the Ultra games the Mantine surfing.
It would be kind of fun to ride a Gyarados around though. That'd be kind of cool.
Eh, it would be. All right. So that's three of the five mounts from like the Legends games that we had.
Uh huh.
Now, the other two mounts. The other two mounts that we had in Legends Arceus were either climbing up cliffs or we needed Pokemon that can sniff out hidden treasures.
I don't think we're gonna get a climbing mount. Only because
Ooh,
we saw in the trailer, we actually teleported to the roof. So I don't think there'd be any point to a climbing mount.
ooh. I just thought of something.
What's that?
Maybe instead of a mount Pokemon that allows us to find treasures, we can see the return of the dowsing machine.
I wouldn't mind that.
Aw, man. I think, when was the dowsing machine last featured in? Auras?
I think it was in Auras. Yeah. Because
Yeah, because
in
in
Sun and
Sun and
Moon,
Moon and Ultra,
yeah, they used
yeah, Sun and Moon and
Stoutland.
Ultra Sun and Moon, yeah, Stoutland was used. And then
There was nothing in Sword and
in,
Shield.
no, there was nothing in Sword and Shield. Then Legends Arceus, you had Ursaluna. And then for Scarlet and Violet,
I don't think there was anything.
yeah, yeah, there wasn't anything anywhere because you had see the little tiny yellow glow.
Okay. So aside from that, what I can deduce from just the story in general. Apparently we just came to Lumios to see the sights, and we are staying at a hotel called Hotel Z, run by. He has returned, the King of Kalos, AZ.
And also future Tumblr sexy man.
More like Resident Evil, motherfucker. This guy is huge.
That's why I said future Tumblr sexy man.
Bro, he's 9 feet tall. He's slouching over, but he does have his Floette. So that's how I know this takes place after Pokemon X and Y, is because AZ didn't have his Floette until after the games ended. So the fact that he's back and now has his Floette and he's running a hotel, the man's just living the simple life. And I can't doubt him, and I can't fault him for that. That's really cool.
I'm actually curious to see what happens with this Floette throughout the story because for some odd reason, I have a feeling that either at the very end of the story or post-game content, we're gonna get the Eternal Flower Floette as like a gift.
Honestly, I could see that. Or maybe we'll just so happen to find another Floette, but with a different design. You know what I mean?
Maybe, maybe.
We'll get our own special Floette. I'd like that.
All right.
Uh, not only not only did we see AZ, but we also saw our new rivals, Urbane and Tawny. Depending on which one, depending on which protagonist you decide to play as, you will run into one of these two. They actually work at Hotel Z, and they are very strong. They like to help out people in Pokemon. Ain't that nice? Also, they're cute. I like them.
I think they're pretty good, cute too.
Well, Tawny's cute. Urbane is just Urbane.
And actually, since we were rambling about the game or some of the game stuffs for so long, we forgot one thing. Who's our starters?
Nick, you want to reiterate what you said to me a few days ago?
Oh yeah, thanks. I hate it.
So, for those of you who don't know, we actually predicted who the starters would be. We thought it would be Snivy, Scorbunny, and Piplup, but
Piplup.
that turned out not to be the case.
Yeah. We were dead wrong.
We got Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile as our starters. Oh, dear Jeebus.
How Game Freak came to that idea, I don't know.
I have seen so many mixed opinions on this. Like, some people are just like,
Oh, same.
some people are just like, oh, these are cool. Other people are just like, Game Freak, what the fuck were you thinking? Yeah.
Honestly, we'll have to wait and see what happens with them. I feel like they are gonna get new megas, and actually, there is something that I saw on a TikTok post or on Reddit or somewhere out there. Somebody spotted this in the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually made me go, "Huh, that's interesting."
Blech.
And I was in one of the trailer screenshots where it showed Chikorita and its move set. And one of the moves it had on it was Disarming Voice.
We gonna get a Grass Fairy Meganium?
Maybe as its mega, because when Meganium is at full evolution, is a pure grass type.
Yep.
But maybe, and I just checked on Cerebi, its current Generation 9 moveset for Chikorita. It does not know Disarming Voice by natural level up. Nor, I don't think it would learn it by TM. So, this could potentially possibly mean that Chikorita could get a fairy type evolution or fairy type secondary type if it were to get a new mega. In which case, that could be pretty interesting.
I'm all for
Also,
it.
the meme.
I'm all for it. Meganium needs some love.
Also, the meme of a mega.
Look, it's a mega Meganium.
But yeah. And I think before this podcast, Adam and I were talking about potentially like secondary types for some of these starters if they were to get megas. Honestly,
Ambor is still gonna be a firefighting type.
At this point, we'll just have to wait and see, because honestly, we don't know. I mean, all this is just up in the air, speculation, all that. But we'll just have to wait and see what Game Freak likes to pull out.
Yeah, although I am going to say this, I'm not disappointed by the starters per se. I do like that they put Chikorita here. I'm okay with them putting Totodile here. Why the fuck is Tepig here?
For those of you who don't know, he hates the pig.
Look, man, Ambor is my least favorite fire starter. The fact that it's here in my home region, I don't like it. I don't like it. No. I hate it. Why couldn't you choose freaking Scorbunny? I would have loved to have a Cinderace running around with me. But Oh well.
Yeah.
On
So
the-
what do you got next on your notes?
Uh, let's talk about the new battle system that it came out with.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
new battling mechanic.
bro, I'm not gonna lie. Being able to run around and dodge attacks, that is awesome. It's just like the anime. I can be
Honestly,
Ash
yeah.
Ketchum.
No.
How dare you?
There's only one Ash Ketchum, and that is Ash Ketchum.
Fine, let me be Ash Ketchup then.
Ash Ketchum.
But nah, that new battle system of where you can actually dodge the opponent's attacks and actually switch Pokemon mid-fight, like it's real-time battle action, and I feel like that's gonna be a great way to show. I feel like it's gonna be a great new way to play these games because honestly, it's very fast-paced. It's a lot of fun. And honestly, it reminds me of Xenoblade, which I'm playing right now, and that's a hell of a lot of fun, so.
Honestly, I can't wait for to try out the new battle mechanic because, like Adam said, it
The new battle system
really
is
would
so
make
good.
you. It'll really make you think on your toes on like how to strategize with all the different Pokemon. Even if you have like trainer battles, your opponent can game too, and it's like they can actually dodge your attacks. And for some of the attacks to have range or AoE effects, that is pretty dope.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun, bro! I'm gonna love the shit out of this battle system. Alright. So, with all that said, there's still two more characters that we have to talk about because I started talking about the characters, but then we stopped.
Apologies.
You're fine. So, there were two more characters we were introduced to. Jet, who is the CEO of Quasar Incorporated. Her goal is to deepen the bonds between people and Pokemon. I think she looks okay. I'm not like blown away by her design or anything. I have heard some theories online that she's gonna be the evil mastermind behind this game, or something like that.
Kind of like an Aether Foundation kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. And then there is Vinny. This man is way too buff to be a secretary. This man looks like a bodyguard.
Oh my god.
And then
yeah.
and then he has like he has Veneeri and hold on. In his hair, bro. I see if you look at his hair, I'll probably put it up in editing, but yeah, he has a Veneeri and a Pancham in his hair. And I think that
hold on a
that
second.
is so cute. There you
Look
go.
at this. Hold on a second. Let me just. Nope, that's too dark. That's too dark. I gotta brighten this up just a little bit. But yeah, look at this man. That man right there.
That is a bodyguard.
That is a unit of a man right there.
Honestly, I like it. It just reminds me of that big buff guy that just likes cute things. It's one of those stereotypes. Just like, yes, I do like making muffins in my spare time.
Oh man.
All right. So before I go on about all the different speculations I have, we still have one other thing to talk about. The Pokemon, baby.
Oh yeah. Holy shit, you actually have a lot on there.
Yeah, I looked through Cerebi and I actually got every single Pokemon that is confirmed to be here. Whether they be found in the original trailer or this new trailer and the presentation. So far, what we have confirmed, we have the Charmander line. Of course we do.
As you do.
We have the Pidgeot line, the Arbok line, the Pikachu line, the Victory Bell line, the Steelix line, we got Kangaskhan, the Starmie line, the Pinsir line, Gyarados, we got the We got all the evolutions, all of them.
As you do.
Dragonite, or the Ariados line. We have the Ampharos line, Heracross, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Gardevoir, Sableye, Altaria, Salamence, Roserade, Lucario, Hippowdon. We got fucking Patrat! Patrat is back, everybody!
Gen 5 people, be happy.
We have Trubbish, we have the Chandelure line, we have the Sandile line, we have the Emolga, we have the Bunnelby line, Talonflame, Vivian, Pyroar, Florges, Coat, Pangoro, Furfrou, Meowstic, Aegislash, Spritzy, Swirlix, Malamar, Dragology, Clozar, Halucha, Dedenne, Goodra, Klefki, and Noivern!
That is a lot of Pokemon.
I'm dying!
We all are.
No, but all of those Pokemon coming back is freaking crazy, bro.
Now, all the Pokemon that we have seen...
Actually, how many Pokemon in all is that? That is... We
126.
Yep, 126 confirmed Pokemon. That is crazy.
Now, from all the Pokemon that we did see, let's kind of talk about what Pokemon we also hope to see make an appearance within these games. Obviously, this Pokemon game, Legends Z-A, is going to have some sort of focus on Zygarde, the titular bitchular. So, do you think we are going to see the other Kalos legends like Xerneas and Yveltal in the game?
Well, I'd like to point this out. Legends Arceus had all the Creation Trio in there, so there's that. But I want you to think about this for a second. You remember back in the Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Indigo Disc, where they brought back every single legendary?
Yes.
They didn't bring back Xerneas and Yveltal.
Again, that is something that they could have intentionally did for Legends Z-A. So we would get like Xerneas and Yveltal when they released. Give me a second. So we could get that, because I know with the Indigo Disc, actually, let me see here, version exclusives. Where is it? I know it is...
Stop your ass to the right.
No, shut up. It's like, I'm looking for the legendary Pokemon that... here it is. Snacksworth's legendary Pokemon. And Adam is right. The only legendary Pokemon that are not included in the Scarlet and Violet DLC with the Indigo Disc are Xerneas and Yveltal. Even Zygarde's not even in the game.
Oh, I wonder why.
Now, aside from... Well, actually... Well, let's be honest here, folks. When it came to X and Y, the legendary selection was kind of lacking, let's be honest. I mean, the only brand new legendaries that we got, excluding mythicals, were just Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde.
Yeah.
3. Oh, and slight little tangent. This is one of my Pokemon hot takes. I love this trio of Pokemon, or quartet of Pokemon, dearly. But the Swords of Justice should have been introduced in Gen 6.
I don't really think that's a hot take, but I do like the enthusiasm.
I mean, yeah, the Swords of Justice are based off of the Three Musketeers. Well, even though there's 4 Musketeers, but you get the idea. The Three Musketeers, they're based in France. Why the heck are they based in the Unova region, which is based off of New York? Anyway, tangent over. Going back to the legendaries.
Because Broadway plays are very popular in New York.
No. But anyway, back to the legendaries. X and Y really had pretty much lacking legendaries. And then the mythicals. And I think I explained this to Adam, like, aside from the podcast. When it comes to the mythicals, I feel like we are going to be getting a situation like Legends Arceus, where if you have a save file of another Pokemon game, like Scarlet and Violet, you will get a mythical associated, or you'll get a mythical from that save file of the game into Legends Z-A. And the mythicals that we got with X and Y are Diancie, Volcanion, and Hoopa. Not directly in that order, but you get the point. And I have a feeling, since Scarlet and Violet is based off of the terrestrial phenomenon, which is basically turning your entire Pokemon into crystal, my prediction is going to be, if we were to get the mythicals based off of save data of the games, we're going to be getting Diancie from Scarlet and Violet.
If that's the case, then I feel like if we go to Legend, if you have save file from Legends Arceus, maybe that's how you get Hoopa. Because
Ooh, I could see why, because of the space-time.
Yeah, the space-time
Distortions. I was also kind of going to say maybe Volcanion, because Volcanion is kind of like a Pokemon that's based off of like the Industrial Revolution, like the steam engine. But then again, from what we saw, or how we kind of plotted out Legends Arceus takes place in like the early 1800s, so...
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Sorry.
But we'll have to wait and see what we get with those. And also, actually, here's another question with X and Y. With the only other legendaries that we did get in the X and Y games is that we got the 3 Cantonian birds of Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos, and we got Mewtwo to show off its dual Mega Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think those 4 legends could make a return, or do you think we'll have something else?
It is possible, and I'm not going to put it to rest that that's not going to happen. But the only one that I think has a very good chance of returning out of those ones is probably Mewtwo due to its Mega Evolutions.
I can see.
Speaking of...
I was going to say, let's transition right into the
Mega Evolutions, baby! They're back!
It is back after, like, what, 12 years?
Yep. And, actually, back in our original podcast, Nick, you theorized that only X and Y Megavs would come back. However, I can say for certain that that was false! Because on the Legends Z-A official webpage, not only do we see Mega Evolutions for like Charizard, Gardevoir, Lucario, all of them, which are available on X and Y, but right on the main page, we also get Megas for Sableye and Altaria. These were Mega Evolutions that came about in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This means that we are getting Mega Evolutions not only from X and Y, but auras. So we are getting just about probably every single Mega Evolution that they ever came out with. With maybe the exception of Latios and Latias, unless they do an amend for them.
True. But this also is going to be a crazy thing for Legends Arceus, because like you said, if we are getting every single Mega Evolution in the game, that means Legends Z-A is going to have 3 sets of starters in one game. Yeah. Now, allow me to explain. In Legends Arceus, we had the starters of Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. Obviously, those Pokemon are not native to the Sinnoh region. Well, obviously, this is called Hisui, but it's the Sinnoh region
it's
nonetheless.
Sinnoh, come on.
Yeah, but in Legends Arceus, we were able to catch in the wild all 3 Sinnoh starters of Piplup, Turtwig, and Chimchar. Oh, wait, excuse me. Correction. There's a possibility we can have 4 sets of starters in one game.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
With Legends Z-A, we have the main starters that we see in the trailer of Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. And if we go off of Legends Arceus' logic with putting the regional starters in the game, that means we get Froakie, Fennekin, and Chespin.
And with Charmander already confirmed in the game, that means we could also get the Kanto starters of Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle.
And if Adam is right saying all Mega Evolutions are coming back, that means we're going to be getting the Gen 3 starters as well. So say hello to Trico, Mudkip, and Torchic again.
If
That's it,
this
ladies.
face manages to get into ZA, I will be happy.
Honestly, that'll be huge where we get 4 sets of starters. Actually, no, it won't be the world record for how many starters are available in one game. That honor goes to Scarlet and Violet's Indigo Disc DLC when they
Yeah.
pretty much brought Gen 1 through 8 starters in one DLC. Honestly.
And then they called them the first partner Pokemon. Really? Really? Really?
It's called Starter Pokemon.
They're starter Pokemon. You can't tell me otherwise.
But yeah, we're gonna potentially see 4 sets of starter Pokemon in one game, which would be really crazy and interesting because we can have pretty much 2/3 of our entire team be comprised of starters.
That'd be funny as hell if that actually does happen.
Honestly, actually, if we did have 2/3 of our team as starter, actually, if all 4 sets of starters were in the game, wait, let me think. Your starters, Adam, I believe they would be, well, obviously, okay, for one thing, we obviously discussed what starters we're going to be picking for Legends ZA. Both of us have decided we're going to go with the cute little green bean itself, Chikorita.
Chikorita represent needs more love.
I know it needs more love and more respect. But if all the other starters, as I mentioned, are going to be making a grand return in Legends ZA, Adam, I believe for the Gen 6 starters, obviously we go Froakie.
Hell yeah.
Same here. I would go Froakie
Because
as
Greninja
well.
is my third favorite Pokemon of all time. So I have to.
Fun fact. Then for the Gen 3 starters, I'm going to guess you're going to go Trico.
Maybe. Because I'm choosing Chikorita, so I might go with Blaziken.
Really? Okay. Oh, I will say if you do get a female Torchic, name it Teriyaki.
For Jaden.
If you know, I was gonna say if you know, you know. For me, I will go for Sceptile. Actually, honestly, I won't touch any of the fire starters in the game because for me, I'll choose Trico for the Gen 3 starters, and then for the Gen 1 starters, I'm gonna go with my boy Squirtle.
I love Squirtle. Squirtle is my favorite water starter other than Froakie. Well, actually, this is my favorite base form water starter.
I heard you like Mudkips.
Mudkip. I love it.
All right, so let's see what we got out of the way. We got the people, we got the places, we got the Pokemon. Actually, did we talk about the wild zones yet?
Basically all we need to know about the wild zones is that they're just wild habitats where Pokemon run unwild, so that you can actually catch Pokemon just like in Legend Arceus.
Oh, that actually reminds me of something that I saw in the Battle UI. We did have regular Pokeballs.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna get the Pokeballs, we're definitely gonna get the Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls.
Seeing as how this is taking place after X and Y, I wouldn't. There's no reason to think that we wouldn't have every Pokeball available.
But in Legends Arceus, they only gave us technically two new brand new Pokeballs, although one would later be like a normal Pokeball that was already introduced in Gen 2. And that would be the Feather Ball and the Heavy Ball.
Yes.
Which had upgraded variants to them. So, with that in mind, besides the main trio of Pokeballs that normally accompany every single Pokemon game, what 2 other Pokeballs do you see potentially making an appearance in Legends ZA? I'm going to go first with my picks. I'm going to say we're possibly going to see either the Nest Ball or possibly, I would say, I think either the Nest Ball and the Net Ball.
Honestly, like I said, with this game confirmed to take place after X and Y, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get every Pokeball that we've ever gotten. So whatever we have in the usual baseline games, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get in this game as well. That's just my
So
theory.
that's a lot of, but that's a lot of Pokeballs to go through, though.
Okay, you think they
Because
can't implement them all?
I mean, like I said, remember with Legends Arceus, we only basically had the 5 base Pokeballs,
Yeah, but that's when Pokeballs
and
were
then
first invented.
that is true. And also, here's another thing: will this be the first Legends game that we see the Master Ball be implemented in?
Possibly.
That would be pretty interesting if we did have. Ooh,
What?
a thought just popped into my head. Just imagine there's a farmable way to farm Master Balls in the game.
Oh gosh. Oh my
Farming that,
gosh.
because that's going to be one of the first few things people are going to make videos on YouTube when this game releases is how to farm items in this game. Like how to farm XP, how to farm items. It's going to be there. And if the Master Ball is in here, there's probably going to be some sort of video or somebody trying to figure out how to farm the damn thing.
Probably. You're not wrong. Okay. With all that said, now it's time for my favorite part. Speculation, baby.
Ah, yes, the speculations and theories now that we have a little bit more information.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
shoot them by me, and I'll see what I think.
Well, the first one I already put down was Rhyhorn Racing. I already said that. So I'll skip
Okay.
that. If you actually saw in the trailer, we actually got a glimpse of a sidecard Cell, and we also saw a 10% form. Do you think it's
That is
Do you
true.
think it's possible that there will be a side quest of where we collect these cells just like in Sun and Moon with the Z Cube?
I think so too, because why would they just show a singular Zygarde cell or Zygarde core, and then show us the 10% form? There's got to be a way to actually find and collect the. And I believe that you're onto something. I think there will be a side quest like Sun and Moon, where you will have to collect Zygarde. You'll get a Zygarde core, and then you'll have to collect Zygarde cells in order to create, the full 100%
Yep.
Zygarde.
Oh, what
And,
actually be
ooh,
kind of, what actually be kind of cool?
what?
You know how in the anime, Bonnie actually carried one of the cores. What if we actually get to carry one of those things?
Aw, that would be adorable. Now here's a speculation building off of the Zygarde theory or the Zygarde speculation that you have.
Okay.
Do you think Zygarde will get a mega evolution and if the Gen 6 starters are coming back too, will they get megas as well?
The Gen 6 starters, yes. I think they are very likely to get Mega Evolutions. Or we could actually have another case of the Battle Bond phenomenon that we got in Gen 7.
Actually, no, sorry, I'm talking about the Gen 6 Legends.
Oh, Gen 6 Legends? I think Xerneas and Yveltal will get new forms. I don't think Zygarde's going to get a new form. The only reason why I think that is because we already have multiple Zygarde forms, and none of them were utilized in the Kalos games. So honestly, I think this will be the Kalos game where those forms will finally be utilized.
Well, the only form that was utilized within the Kalos game, even though it was a poorly implemented post-game story or post-game option,
Was the
is the
50%
only form that
form.
yeah, all we got was a 50% form of Zygarde. So basically Zygarde was half complete. Although it could have been the 100% form because if you do construct a 100% form Zygarde, it looks like the 50% until it goes below 50% health, then you see the 100% form.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right,
Uh,
what else you got?
Going off of the Zygarde art thing of where we collect them in the cube, you know how we had a designated place where we put all the forms together?
Yes.
So there has to be a designated place where we put all these forms. So there has to be a designated place where we put all these forms together. Where would you think we would do this? I have an idea of where it could be.
Can I say my ideas before yours really quick?
Go ahead.
So the only 2 places I have in mind is either it's going to be in the basement of the hotel
Mm-hmm.
with AZ, or it's going to be in the Quasartico headquarters.
That's not what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Sycamore's lab.
Oh!
Bro, I'm thinking... In the trailer, we actually caught a glimpse of an office space that was very similar to Looker's office from the Looker files in X and Y. What I'm basically proposing here, could there be locations in Lumio City from X and Y that we'll be able to return to? Like Sycamore's lab, Looker's office. Maybe we could go to the stores and cafes that we saw there. Or maybe we can actually go back to the building where we can find the Lumio's ghost girl.
Actually, hold on a second. Speaking of which, this actually can transition into our next speculation is what characters are going to show up in Legends Z-A.
Oh, yeah. That's basically what I was getting at. Like, all these different places can unlock different sort of adventures that can connect all the way back to X and Y, which I think would be really cool.
And you mentioned the X and Y ghost girl.
Put her away. Put her away, Nick.
She's back.
Nick,
she's
put her
back.
Away.
She's back.
Oh my gosh. But
still, let's continue on this topic of speculating what characters we're potentially going to see. Like Adam said, we could potentially see the Lumio City Ghost Girl again. We could see Professor Sycamore. We could see Looker. Since we're in Lumio City, why don't we see
Well, actually, because Looker left after X and Y, we could see Emma.
We could. But, again, since we are in Lumio City, why not see the man, the myth, the legend himself? Why don't we see Clement make a return or an appearance?
If Clement is there and Bonnie isn't, I'm going to be very upset.
I want to see both of them there as well. And if this does take place in the future, I want to see them, like, actually aged up.
Well, they have to be, because it's in the future. On top of that like, we could see grown-up versions of Tierno, Trevor, and Shauna, which I think would be really cool. Or maybe we could even see an older Serena or Calum.
Oh, that would be so cool if we saw the X and Y Pro tags make a cameo appearance. Oh, and since we are talking about characters in the future, that would mean we would have to pay our respects to our dear gym leader friend Ramos, who would probably sadly be deceased by the events of this game. Let us all bow our heads in respect.
Sorry, Ramos. No one cares. I'm sorry. Oh. He's such an uninteresting gym leader in X and Y. He's so uninteresting. I don't care.
And also, it would be really interesting if we did get cameos of the other gym leaders from X and Y and see how far along they progressed within their careers.
Karina's gotta be the one to give us the keystone. She's gotta be the one to give us the Mega Bracelet.
And actually, let's go back and run through really quickly all the different careers of the gym leaders in the X and Y series. Viola, the bug gym leader, is a photographer.
Honestly,
so maybe she could be...
And she has a sister named Alexa, who is a journalist, so maybe those two could show up.
True. And maybe she probably advanced in her career of photography along with Alexa and her journalism.
Heck yeah.
Grant is a professional rock climber, and I would like to see him having maybe photos or him talking about actually climbing like really tall mountains in different regions. That would honestly be really cool.
Could you imagine Grant scaling the side of Mount Coronet?
Oh, what about Mount Lanakila in Alola?
Oh my gosh. Okay, what about... I'm telling you right now, Karina is my favorite gym leader from X and Y. She has to show up. Bro,
and honestly, when it comes to the X and Y games, Karina is important because she is the one, I think you said, that she gives out the Keystone and Megastone, but she gifts you your first ever Mega Evolved Pokemon, which is a Lucario.
Yeah, and it's funny, too, because guess who the first Pokemon to Mega Evolve in the trailer was? Lucario.
Next, we have Clement. Next, and obviously, since we are in Lumio City,
Clement and Bonnie have to show up. They have to.
and maybe in the anime, we know Clement is an aspiring inventor in both the game and the anime. And in the anime, a lot of his inventions tend to go kaplooey. But I would like to think in the game, since this is going to take place in the future, I would like to see him actually advance in his studies and actually create really helpful inventions that scientists all around the Pokemon world are actually using.
Honestly, I would love to see that. That'd be so cool.
Oh, what idea!
What's that?
Clement is a very successful inventor that travels a lot, and Bonnie takes the helm as Lumio City's gym leader.
That would be so stinking cool, bro.
Honestly, if they don't show Clement but only show Bonnie, and they do mention that Clement is off doing stuff, being an inventor, and Bonnie took over as the gym leader, that would be a character arc and a half.
Oh, yeah. Valerie? I could see Valerie actually running a boutique in Lumia City. She is a fashion designer.
She is, and that would be really interesting. Well, actually, even if she didn't show up in character in person, it would be interesting if there was a singular clothing shop in Lumio City that was owned by Valerie.
Okay, Olympia. I feel like if Olympia's in this game, she would actually be like, she'd actually be a fortune teller. Just like she'd actually predict the disaster that's supposed to happen.
Ramos would be dead.
Wulfric
I mean,
would be dead.
really? Do you really think Wolfric's that old? I don't think Wolfric's that
He's
old. I
got
think
white
he's like in
hair.
his. So does Roxy in Gen 5.
She doesn't count.
Shut up. I say shut up. But still, there's no way Wolfric is dead. To me, if he is still alive, I would like to think of him as either in his 70s at the time of the game or during the events of X and Y. He's in his like early to like mid 60s, maybe. But he's still fit as ever. Like, come on, the dude looks pretty buff.
Yeah, but aside from Ramos, Wulfric is the other uninteresting gym leader because you only see him for like a couple minutes.
And actually, what is his career?
He helps around the Pokemon village.
Let me see here.
There's that much there, bruv.
What does Wolfric do? Let me see. Pokemon Village. Let me see.
The best you're gonna get, he's a caretaker for some of the Pokemon there. That's pretty much it.
Let me see. In the core series games. Let's see. Basically, yeah. Oh, according to Television Joe, Jim Freaks, Wolfric is a fan of the Bryson Man series to the point of crying when watching the latest movie.
What? What the fuck? Okay, dude.
He is also rumored to keep a photo of his dearest Pokemon in the locket he wears around his neck.
Things I didn't know I'd learned today. Anyways.
The dude is a teddy bear. And it's so cute.
Aside from that, the only other characters I could think that would actually reappear. Obviously, we gotta have Diantha somewhere. We at least have to have her mentioned.
That is right. We gotta have a mention of the champion of the region herself, Diantha. Actually, here's another thing. Here's another thing I forgot. One of the Elite Four members in Kalos is Malva, who is like the second in command to the former Team Flare. So my question is, what happened to Team Flare? Well, obviously they probably disbanded after the events of X and Y,
Yeah.
but we don't see the long-term effects of that. And from what I remember in different animations or different forms of media, I think Malva is a news reporter.
Yep. She's a news anchor.
She's a news anchor. So it would be interesting if we got to see her.
It is possible. On top.
Oh, just imagine seeing someone of like a really old or worn torn Lysander. Oh my God.
I feel like Lysander is probably dead.
Yeah, probably.
Nah, Matt. I know that the rules of anime and comic books is that we gotta see a body. Excuse me. But come on. He shot the ultimate weapon and it exploded. I think he's dead.
Now, when it comes to, again, some of these gym leaders and other future iterations of some of these characters, do you think some of these characters may have, you know, tied the knot and started a family?
It's possible. People actually do ship Viola and Grant together for some reason.
I think I see it too, Viola and Grant, because I saw their dynamic somewhat in the anime, and it was kind of like a cute little, like, almost like friends to lovers type situation,
Yeah.
if you think about it. Honestly, I ship them too. That would be pretty interesting.
Alright.
And- but now, obviously, since we're getting off track, let's head back to some of those speculations that you have.
Alright. So, there's probably going to be some sort of ecosystem crisis that's going to happen. And
Right.
and what's funny is that I've heard a lot of speculation saying that Quit Hazard Tico Incorporated is actually going to be the villains of this game, kind of like an Ether Foundation kind of deal. If that's the
Yeah.
case, like that'd be a really interesting twist, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I could see some corruption, like maybe Vinny actually is working behind Jet's back or something. Or maybe,
Oh, maybe the idea of Vinny working behind Jet's back and plotting to overthrow Jet as the new CEO.
that's possible.
No betrayal.
Yeah, but there's no confirmed dynamic yet. I would assume.
Right.
But there's one interesting thing that I do remember from the trailer. At the very end, we saw this one image pop up with a statement saying a new promotional match is available or something like along those lines. You want to know what I thought of when I first saw that?
What?
Number one rule about Fight Club: you do not talk about Fight Club.
Oh, is it gonna be like an underground Pokemon battling ring?
I would think something like that. I mean, remember when I said 1 year ago where I think we could incorporate the catacombs that are under Paris?
Ooh, underground fight club.
An underground Fight Club, and that could be the evil team. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of what else is there to think of. Because with Lumio City,
Obviously, there's like a lot of alleyways.
there's a lot of different. Honestly, they actually showed like the giant map of it in Legends. They showed the Legends Z-A like giant layout of Lumio City, and man, is it jam-packed.
Yeah. Also, just to let you guys know, there's a lot of people speculating. Oh, what are these giant circles? Those are plazas, guys. Those are plazas. They're the plazas from X and Y. Okay, calm down.
And I can tell there's probably going to be like a ton of shops to like go around.
Could you imagine actually having your own room in Hotel Z and you can actually decorate it?
Oh, dude. Please, 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 please bring that back. Bring that back.
Just like some
Because,
for freaking
okay, for those who
secret
don't,
bases in
yeah, for those who
Auras.
don't know or haven't, for those who haven't played X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, there is a feature where you can have a secret base and you can customize it to your heart's desire.
It's only in Auras, but yeah. Something maybe something along those lines where you can actually connect to the internet and you can actually view other people's rooms.
Oh, dude!
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Oh man, that'd be so cool checking out other people's hotel rooms to see. Yeah, actually, since we are going to be living in a hotel, if we did have an online feature, we could see other people's rooms.
I feel like that'd be really cool.
It would be.
The only other piece of info I have is that on the official webpage for ZA, they do say you're going to be tackling a lot of incidents in the city. So we're obviously going to have like tons of different side quests, maybe some fetch quests. Just please don't give me any escort missions. No escort missions, please. Fuck escort missions.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking to see. I'm looking through the different shops that they had in the X and Y whatchamacallit, in the X and Y games to see what they have.
Ooh, I remember. I
Um,
remember there was a restaurant where you actually had to battle for your seat, and then you had to battle to keep your seat. Maybe we could have something like that.
and I saw one of the shops on South Boulevard that basically sells TMs, and the TMs they sold were Bulldoze, Swords Dance, Rain Dance, Struggle Bug, and Sunny Day.
So maybe we could buy some TMs. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool as well. Plus, there's obviously some like the Herbariste, which basically sells heal powders, energy roots, and revival herbs. Also, they have the Stone Emporium, so you can get evolutionary stones.
Well, there's a certified way to evolve your Eevee.
True, true. Let me see.
What?
Oh my God. You know how there you have Trevor's house in X and Y?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Guess like I say, guess where it's located and guess what it's named?
What?
Jean Plaza.
Ah, a Ruby joke.
Oh my God. Also, let's see here.
I guess you could say that
Let's
Trevor
see here.
really has an arc.
Bruh.
I'll
Let
see
me see
myself out.
here. Ooh, Lysander does have his own cafe. Remember that. He does have his
Ooh,
cafe, and I believe it
maybe
says
that's the entrance to
here,
the catacombs.
maybe, and it says here at Lysander's cafe, after you defeat Clement, you get a King's Rock from Lysander.
Okay.
That could be pretty cool.
It sounds like you just want to play X and
Obviously,
Y.
I know I'm looking through all the X and Y stuff so we know or we can see what we can potentially get. Because it's like, but it's kind of hard to speculate because it's all going to be taking place in one city.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have, whatchamacallit, we have the Professor Sycamore's lab, and obviously we get either the gift Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Um, It also says after entering the Hall of Fame, Diantha will appear in Cafe Soleil and offer to trade a Ralts holding a Guard of Warrite for one of the player's Pokemon. The Ralts will have perfect special attack and speed IVs.
Well, of course. It's going to be a great Gardevoir.
And actually, that is another thing. Actually, let me go back to good old Legends Arceus
Bro,
here. And that would
I
be
am going to catch a Ralts when I play this game. I gotta catch a Ralts.
now actually this is going to be another thing we need to look for, gift Pokemon. Because that is another feature that obviously Pokemon has. It's
Yeah,
like if you have a specific Pokemon and you trade it, you will get another Pokemon in return. Now, when it comes to Legends Arceus,
there
there's
were
only two gift Pokemon that you can get. Your starter, and then there's the side quest where you get an Alolan Vulpix.
yeah because
That's it.
Pokemon were still new at the time and people couldn't really catch and tame them.
But now,
But now we're
let me
in
go to
a
X and Y.
era that you can actually tame Pokemon
Now,
easily.
actually, also looking at X and Y's gift Pokemon are actually kind of lacking too.
Mm. I mean,
Because obviously,
it's possible we can
you get
get a the Stone Emporium. Maybe we can buy Mega Stones there. Maybe.
maybe because in X and Y you get your regular starter in Aquacord Town. Then in Lumio City you get one of the three Kanto starters. You then get your Lucario with Lucaria Knight at the Tower of Mastery. And then the only other gift Pokemon is a Lapras on Route 12.
Yep.
Actually, that's gift Pokemon. Now let me look at the quote-unquote in-game trades. Let's see here. The only in-game trade we have, well, for Lumio City, again, it's that level 5 Ralt holding Guard of Warite. Honestly, there is... Yeah, even the trade Pokemon are just...
Well,
There's literally nothing.
well, keep in mind, Nick, this is going to be a brand new game, so there's possibly going to be new trades or gift Pokemon, if there even are any trade or gift Pokemon. You know what I mean?
And here's the thing, when it comes to this game, they're gonna pretty much upscale the city by like a fuck ton.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're reading a little too much into X and Y, bro. This ain't no 3DS era. You don't know the
I
word.
know, I know, but it's like we have to go off of what we already know to speculate as to what we could potentially see. I mean, how else are we gonna try and figure things out? Ooh,
I'm just trying to build my team off of the Pokemon that are already confirmed.
ooh. Here's another thing that we can potentially see. Do you think we'll get the chance to battle AZ?
Possibly. You do battle him at the end of X and Y, so it is possible that you could battle him again in Hotel Z. And honestly, that'd be really stinking cool if you could.
His Pokemon in X and Y, all of his Pokemon were level 60, and it consisted of a Torkoal, a Golurk, and a Sigilyph.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he has his Floette, do you think he's gonna battle with that?
Yes. Because did you know that there was actually an event planned where you could actually get an Eternal Flower Floette?
I believe I heard about that.
It was canceled for whatever reason. Excuse me. Anyways, you have the confirmed Pokemon pulled up on Cerebi, right?
For Legends Z-A,
Yeah.
let me just switch over to available Pokemon. Yeah, now I got it pulled up. What do you need me to look at?
Okay. What out of the Pokemon that are confirmed, can you build the team out of it?
Out of the Pokemon that are confirmed, could I build a team for it? I will actually give this a shot. Let me see what I can do. So, obviously, I want to have my starter on my team throughout the rest of the game, and yes, I will be trying with different methods. I will be buffing it in order to, like, make it good. So, Chikorita, aka Meganium, is going to be on my team.
Yep.
But for the most part, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I'm probably gonna be making a steel type team. Um,
This is not
like if I were to
surprising.
go in, if I go in order, oh yeah, for those who don't know, I really love steel type Pokemon. So I'll probably get an Onyx to get a Steelix. Let's see,
Possible Mega
continuing
Evolution.
maybe possible Mega Evolutions. Continuing down the line, I would probably get a Lucario.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm, I'll probably get Aegislash,
Of course.
and I'm looking. Actually, let's see. My starter, I would get. So let's see, Aegislash, Steelix, and I said Lucario. So that's four Pokemon right there. I might throw in a Gardevoir just to shake things up. And if I were to throw in one other Pokemon, basically for shits and giggles, I'm looking through all the Pokemon. I don't know. I think. Hmm. Honestly, for the region, I might either go for either a Sylveon, a Hawlucha, or a Goodra. Get the Gen 6 Pseudo on there.
Nice choices. For me, obviously, I'm choosing Chikorita, so I'm gonna go for Meganium. Lucario and Gardevoir are a must, considering they're my second and my fourth favorite Pokemon, respectively. I'm gonna go with Noivern, because I've always liked Noivern. After that, probably get an Ampharos, because I've always liked Ampharos. I think it's really cool.
Ooh, that would mean if you go for the Mega Ampharos, you're going to have a really interesting typing. Electric Dragon.
Yep, and then finally, I still need a water type, so I'll go with Gyarados.
Okay, not bad. Not bad at all.
That is, unless we get unless we get Kalos starters in this game. If we get Kalos starters, I'm going all in with Greninja. That is my boy.
Oh, I bet you are. And I'm hoping when it comes to the in-game like wild Pokemon, we do get the shiny sound like from Legends Arceus.
That sound needs to be put in. Game Freak, put the gosh darn sound in. I don't care what you have to do, just do it.
And I feel like it's probably going to be the same. Actually, this begs the question.
What question?
With Legends Arceus, you had to complete a bunch of these research tasks on Pokemon in order to get the shiny charm. Because
Right.
I think you had to get your research up to like level 10 to instead of like actually completing the full thing, you had to get research level 10
Yep.
on every single Pokemon in order to get the shiny charm.
I
think there was about
I think that's
200.
how you meet Arceus, isn't it?
It's a little bit of both, but I believe, yeah, because you have to get like the our research level 10 on all the Pokemon in order to get the shiny charm.
Mm-hmm.
And there was about 250 Pokemon within the Hisui Pokedex. Do you think in Pokemon Legends Z-A, they're going to expand the Pokedex to about maybe 400, like all the other standard Pokemon games, and we have to complete the regional decks in order to get the shiny charm?
I don't know about that, Chief. I think the most we'll get out of a Pokedex in a Legends game, I'd say we'd probably get
Probably be about 250 if we were
or
going
300.
Because in the main series Pokemon games, the maximum in the main region Pokedex is 400. And with Legends Arceus, the maximum we got is 250. So the Pokedex could number anywhere between 250 and 400 Pokemon to register in the Dex. I don't think we're probably going to be getting any like research tasks regarding Pokemon because at this point, Pokemon are pretty much well known and we know them to exist.
Exactly.
So we wouldn't have to do like any crazy research tasks. So maybe that's why I'm thinking it's like since we don't have to do crazy research tasks on Pokemon themselves, that's how they expand the Pokedex a little bit bigger so that we can get the shiny charm.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, since this game is newer and it's gonna be made for a newer console, it's being released for Switch. It's being released for Nintendo Switch, but you can also play it on the Switch too. I would assume that they're going to try to get as much out of that as possible. On top of that, honestly, I just hope that Game Freak makes it run well, because Scarlet and Violet obviously had a lot of problems at launch. So hopefully they took notes from that, and they make sure to take the proper steps to where that doesn't happen again.
Oh yeah, and I think the problems of Scarlet and Violet, they did end up getting better.
Yeah. So I think I think it's gonna be a good game. I think we're gonna get good performance. We're not gonna have to worry too much about it. I hope. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I
Yeah.
think everything's gonna be fine. And honestly, I'm excited because I've already said this. Kalos is my home. I'm coming home.
Yeah, and I'm dreading what comes after Kalos. Well, for those who don't know, I think we pretty much figured out how the Pokemon cycle goes. Yes, Pokemon has a cycle. And it goes as follows. It goes new generation, then we have some sort of generational remake, and then we have a third spin-off game, whether it be like a Legends game. And as of recently, it went something like this. We had Pokemon X and Y. I mean, no, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Then we had Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Then Legends Arceus. Then we got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Actually, it's a
No
little
po-
more complicated because when it comes to the generational remakes, we basically have to have them in an even number generation, divide that number by two, and whatever generation that comes out to be, that's the generation that gets remade. So, for
Yep.
example, way back, obviously with the Generation 1 remakes, they got remade in Gen 3, so it really didn't work out that much. But when Gen 4 came, we got the Generation 2 remakes. Then when Gen 6 came, we got the Gen 3 remakes. When Gen 8 came, we got the Generation 4 remakes. And now I know what's going to happen after Legend Z-A. We're
GB
going to
black
get.
and white. GB black and white. GB black and white.
No, well, we are possibly going to be getting black and white remakes eventually. But we got to get through a Generation 10 first. We have to get through Gen 10 first, and then let's hope they don't massacre my boy.
Massacre this
Oh,
boy, Game
and
Freak. Massacre the boy. I want to see how the Gen 5ers freaking freak out. I'm kidding.
oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Stop typing in the comments. I'm kidding.
yeah. I hope they don't massacre me and Nate's boy. Oh, by the way, for those who are wondering, where's Nate in all of this? Well, he would join us typically in some of our podcasts, but to best describe where he is, Pokemon burnout. That's all I gotta say. He's basically a little burnt out on Pokemon right now, so it's just the two of us. He'll eventually come back, eventually. But
After I let him out of the basement.
wait, he's still in the basement? Wait.
Anyways, that's where this podcast is gonna wrap up.
Wait, did you forget to feed him? I thought it was your turn to feed him.
Alright. With all that said and done, guys, we are super excited for Legends Z-A. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation coming out. It's coming out in late 2025. So we're assuming it's going for a November release. I'm excited. Nick's excited. We're going to play the shit out of this game when it happens. But until then, I think this is where we're going to wrap up. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We appreciate you. And with all that said and done, it's time for us to go. Love you guys.
Oh.
God bless.
Have a good one.
Go for the bottom left.
So this one right here.
Yeah.
Wait, did I get... Oh my god!